Okay, this is 1993 CBR900RR, the red, white, and blue model, obviously. I just wanted to go over some of the changes I did on this bike because it's not stock, but it's much better than stock. So some of the changes are that this bike notoriously had a severe head shake when you would go into a turn and you'd power through the turn. You can get anywhere from a moderate to a pretty severe head shake with this bike. And part of that problem was because the front wheel was a 16-inch and the rake from the triple clamps was too steep. But that also made the bike very quick, which this bike was notoriously known for, being just quick from just slapping around from left to right. So there was a gentleman by the name of Kaz Ontario that actually helped with the development of this particular bike. And he came up with some changes to solve some of those problems. But before I got into his stuff, I tried fixing the problem by putting a steering stabilizer on it, and it just basically masked the problem. It didn't deal with getting rid of it. So when I finally got in touch with Kaz, or got introduced to this guy, he was telling me that he made a few things, and one of them was the triple clamps. He just ever so slightly changed the rake of the triple clamp, of how the wheel approaches the ground. So it didn't lose any quickness, but the stability of this bike just increased like 10 times over. So between that and changing the interior guts of the front forks by different springs and different dampening, but it still uses the factory oil. So you don't have to have any kind of special oil, just drain it and clean it. I used to do it every like 2,000 to 3,000 miles. So that took care of the front end. And as far as suspension, and then I put in a 17-inch blue Performance Machine aluminum wheel, which also helped with stability. Then I also did modifications to the performance on the engine side. And one of the things I did as we go along the bike was I put ram air in the bike. And this was actually developed by Kaz as well. When you get after about 50 miles an hour, you'll get another 5 to 8 horsepower from just the air pushing more air into the carbs, which allows more gas to get in there. It's going to give you more performance. And the motor was worked. I sent the motor to Kaz. He actually put HRC racing pistons in it, cams, and did carb work to it. So we're getting about from, I think the stock horsepower from the factory is about 120 horse. And I believe when we dynoed it, if I remember correctly, I'm getting about 140 to the rear wheel. And that, of course, that's without the ram air kicking in because you're on a dyno. Then I modified the rear suspension by putting in a adjustable Fox shock, as well as changing the rear wheel to a Performance Machine aluminum wheel. And the rear one's red, the front one's blue, as you can see. And we also changed Ontario Motortech exhaust system in there. And then I also did a feature to be able to adjust the rear suspension ride to accommodate your riding ability and your body weight. There's this device here. And there's a little rubber grommet on this thing. So as this swing arm goes up and down, you can see it's got 3 little lines here. You ride the bike and you get this grommet to get into this line, you're at the sweet spot. And you could adjust it by the little dial on the Fox shock, and that will allow you to adjust your travel on your rear suspension. I also put a rear fender on it just to keep it cleaner. And I'll give the bike a start. I also had the tank boiled and coated on the inside. It's filled with gas. I took a picture. You probably see it in the pictures, but it's got gas in it. So, but it was done, and I don't have a receipt, unfortunately. But let me give it a start. I'll actually go through the gears for you. changed directionals. I put these like close. I just thought the other ones looked like bug ears. So I changed them. And as you can see, they operate fine. High beam, low beam. Everything functions on the bike, runs good. It's a good bike, it's a great bike. Did I miss anything? I think that's it.